What's up, everyone? I know that, like, most people watching this will probably be like, oh my god, this loser still plays Pokemon Go. But I just wanted to briefly kind of discuss what I'm going to call the three unspoken truths of Pokemon Go. And these are mainly about the community, not the game itself, though, I mean, there's plenty of criticisms to be made there. And so let's just dive right in. So, number one is okay. I'm trying to think of a gentle way to put this. You have to think about what the game is. All right? The game is you walking around in an augmented reality of wherever you are and catching Pokemon. All right? And you'll remember back in July 2016 when that's all that we had, that was a life-changing experience with the right attitude. I mean, just people were going nuts over this. They had to start putting police barricades in front of the entrances to public parks at night. So many people were going in there. Parking lots of these parks were getting full and people were having to park on the grass. You couldn't turn a corner in any neighborhood or busy street anywhere without seeing groups of people looking down at their phones, excitedly murmuring about some Pokemon that they were like sprinting to go catch. And you got to think about what a wonderful time that was and the game as it stands now. Now, I'm not saying that the game as it stands now is bad. In fact, I think Niantic's made a lot of improvements, and that's great. But what hasn't improved is how we go about playing this game. Which brings me to number two. Put your E-Peen away. This is not the place for it. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people out there that are into the more competitive games, and they're all like, oh, well, you don't just deserve a trophy for, like, for competing, like, get good, and all that kind of stuff. And believe me, I've played enough World of Warcraft to, know those kind of people. And I'm not saying to hate those people. I'm not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying competition. I just really don't think that Pokemon Go is the place for it. And I'm not saying that because of this, wonderful, nostalgic, little tangent I just went on. I just say that just purely as a result of the mechanics of the game. Because at the end of the day, I don't mean to ruin this for anybody by saying it, but the game mechanics are just RNG versus time. You just put in enough time in the game and you eventually overcome the unlikely event that you catch something like a legendary or a shiny or anything like that. Okay, like there's not a whole lot of skill to hone here. And just it's not a good place to have that attitude because you're just like, "Oh yeah, well, like I play this game a lot." Like, no, that's not cool, man. Just like I love this game, but like that just that makes no sense. All right, and number two, different aspect of tryharding, and this is the whole like Pokebattler, mathematical optimization, statistical analysis type stuff. Now, again, I come from World of Warcraft. And in fact, honestly, Pokemon Go played a large role in me quitting World of Warcraft. And I understand that in WoW, if you're not running sims and you don't have the right builds and stuff, you will not get through the raid. I completely understand that. But what you have to understand is that this is not World of Warcraft. Okay? I mean, you take any legendary out there and you take, within reason, 6 or 7 people and you'll be fine. I mean, I'm not saying to just go in with 6 Blissies or something ridiculous, but if you're making even half thought through choices for what you raid with, then like you'll be fine. You don't need to do these crazy mathematical like analyses to reach that conclusion. And even more importantly, you don't have to be so pedantic to the people that do. Okay? This is Pokemon Go, not Pokemon downvote people's posts on Reddit. Okay? Again, it like the first point, my bad, second point, this is just not the place for that. I mean, it's nice to know things like what is your realistic chance of getting a shiny if I, like, for instance, there's the rock event up right now. Like, if there's a Omanite in my driveway and I click it, what is the probability of it being shiny? That's something that's nice to know. But as far as, like, these optimized raid encounters and stuff, like, you're way overthinking it. But on that point, there are also a lot of people that are underthinking it. Like, you can't, like, you have to also be somewhat aware that, like, you can't just put anything on a pretty chart and it be correct. Like, that's not a thing. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. Like, this is a casual game. This is a fun game. This is a great game. And if you want to play it a whole lot, like, that's fine. Play it a whole lot. You know, get all those shinies. 100% that Pokédex. All that stuff. But I'm just saying, don't be so obsessed with this game that you ruin that experience for other people. Okay? Like, this... I wouldn't call this an MMO necessarily, but it's definitely a very community-oriented game. And you need to understand that, you know, not everybody is trying to do, like, a raid every half an hour. And, you know, not everybody has, you know, like, everything ever ready to go for a raid. Like, people will show up at, say, a Kyogre raid and expect everyone to have 6 powered-up Raikus, and that's just not realistic. I mean, some people are going to bring some Jolteons or Exegutors or whatever, and, like, it will be fine. Okay? This isn't like a World of Warcraft raid on Mythic right now. It will be okay. This game really isn't so difficult that people need to start being like that. Like, there are times that I feel like I'm looking at a World of Warcraft forum when I look at the Sylph Road and Discord and local Facebook groups. Because people just feel the need to be so obnoxious about it. And just stop and enjoy the game. It will be alright. So, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Like, if you really want that wonderful, like, early July experience that we all had and loved back, then it's gonna have to be about your attitude. Not Niantic fixing whatever. Not whoever on Reddit being wrong about whatever. It's all about you. Alright? That's it. See ya.